Before the video starts, I just wanted to let you guys know I've included a link in the description box for 15% off any purchase from Flashark Racing using code NK15. I'd like to welcome everyone back to the NK Autos channel. Today we will be doing an exhaust video for my GX470, and this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. As you can see right here, we have an exhaust cutout. This exhaust cutout has been sent to me by Flashark Racing. I will make sure to leave a link in the video description so you guys can pick this one up if you want for your GX. As you can see right here, it is going to be remote driven. And what this is going to do is, this is going to be the primary pipe. This is what's going to be connected to our big exhaust, as you can see right here. And then this pipe is going to be the exit and dump. And this is going to come out from the side of the car, as you can see on the click of this switch. This motor is going to be connected to a 12-volt source, and that's going to be the receiver for the remote. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 12-volt adapter, as you can see right here. I'm going to splice this into the fuse box so we won't have to use one of the 12-volt accessory pieces in the inside of our car. A few things to keep in mind is that this is the factory exhaust off my GX. I painted it with this VHT flame-proof header paint, which can also go on your exhaust. This is also going to be a ceramic coating, and this is capable of up to 2000 degrees Fahrenheit, so this is going to be perfect for exhaust. This is just going to prevent any rust and corrosion from starting on these pieces. I also have a catless Y pipe that I have on the GX, which is currently sitting outside. I do have that painted as well, and we are going to be painting this cutout as well, just to prevent any corrosion and preserve the life of it. So let me just paint this piece, and then I'll show you all the pieces I have laid out right here. Okay, and with that exhaust cutout drying right now, I'm going to show you what I have right here. So this is going to be the factory muffler in the rear, and that's going to be connected to this main muffler in the back, as you can see right here, through a gasket. Moving on from there, this piece is going to be what's connected to our Y pipe, and then from here we're going to be using this coupler. This is going to be a 2.5-inch piece on this side and a 2-inch piece on this side. I went ahead and rented an exhaust pipe tool set from my local auto store, and what I did is I stretched this diameter of this pipe just enough to make sure that I can pop it onto this pipe that goes off the Y pipe. This piece is going to connect to our exhaust cutout, and then we have another piece which is going to be connected right here. As you can see, I stretched this side to make sure this goes over the end right there. And then this piece is 2.5. We're going to clamp this onto our exhaust cutout. So, that being said, I'll let all the pieces dry that need to be dried. And then we're going to first take our muffler, put it on the back. We're going to put this main muffler box as well in the back. And then all we'll have to play with is this main piece that bolts up to the Y pipe, this coupler, this pipe, and then the Y, and then the exhaust cutout. So with those pieces put on, we'll have a rough estimate of where we need to cut our pipe so that we can mount our exhaust cutout. So let's put these pieces underneath the car, have them mounted, and then I'll show you what we need to do from there. Okay, now with the car moved inside the garage, you can see this is the Y pipe I have right here. It's going to be a little bit dark. You can see it goes right here to the header, and then it goes underneath the transmission pan, and it goes to the other side of the header. So what we're going to do is first mount the main muffler in the back, which is just held on by one rubber grommet in the very front, and then we're going to also do the main box right here for the muffler right there. So we're just going to have those two pieces connected, and then I'll come back with you guys and show you what next pieces we have to put on. Okay, and now looking underneath the car, as you can see, that is the rear portion of the muffler, and that is connected to the 2-inch pipe that goes to the 2.5-inch pipe. I have a 2.5-inch clamp right here, 2.5-inch clamp right here, and as you can see, I have some JB Weld exhaust muffler paste put on, just to put on there, just to make sure there's no leaks. And then I have some on this side too. As you can see, it's not too pretty right now. I just put on some globs. I will be filing it down and then putting another coat on top just to make it look nice, and then spraying it over with some of the VHT header paint. And then you can see I have the 2.5 connected to the cutout, and that goes to the main of the part of the exhaust, which you can see right here, which is another clamp. An easier route would be to get this welded up, but I do want to have the option to be able to take this off. I do plan on doing that in the future. So for right now, I just have these clamps on, And I went ahead and turned on the car, and I don't see any leaks as of right now. But I will let this paste sit for 24 hours just to make sure that it does dry and that we don't have any leaks. You can see this is going to be the Y pipe that's connected. I put a little bit of paste right there too. It is important to replace that gasket right there to prevent any leaks. I did forget to buy some gaskets, so for right now I'm just going to be put some paste right there. And I will go ahead and order some gaskets to replace, but for right now, this is what I'm going to be doing. And as you can see, I did rotate the cutout. It is going to be a little bit lower, and I will be getting a 90-degree pipe right here, so it's not hitting the muffler. But for right now, it is at the lowest point, just in case the water from the condensation from the exhaust, it can fall out. The wire, I took the wire and I plugged it in right here, and it goes up underneath the heat shield, and then I ran it to the front of the car. I'll show you how I wired it up. It's pretty simple, but with this exhaust component, we do the main muffler right here and the muffler over there that goes to the back of the car. Those are going to be factory mufflers, and that's going to quiet down the car, basically making it sound stock. Only thing I do have done is the catless Y pipe, but when I start the car you can barely hear the Y pipe unless I open the cutout all the way open. So with that said, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is get about 6-inch piece of 2.5 pipe that goes to 2-inch pipe, which is going to be for this main part right here that goes off the Y pipe, and then just a 2.5 to 2-inch pipe as well that goes to this main muffler. The reason I had to do it this way is because I did cut up my exhaust previously to have the dual tip exhaust in the back, but since I did my lift kit, the exhaust was in the way, and it was hitting the rear axle. So what I did now is I had to get an extra pipe and I had to clamp right there. But if you guys are doing this on your factory car, all you will need is 2 clamps. You'll need one right here and one right here to keep your exhaust cutout on. But for me, I had to go with the 4 clamps since I did have to add an extra pipe here and here. But if you plan on doing this on your car, all you'll have to do is just get the cutout, and then this pipe should be enough to fit on the inside of this pipe, and now you'll just have to get 1 clamp, and you can put some paste around these 2, and you will have no leaking problems. So let me show you how I wired up the exhaust cutout switch, and that should be the end of this video. It's going to be a little bit tricky to see, but I did take this wire, and you could see it kind of right there. Yeah, you can see it right there. It goes up through here, and then I brought it through the hood of the car. So I brought it up through the bottom right here. You can see the wires coming up, and I brought it to this back piece. The plastic trim is, and then this is how I tapped it into the fuse panel. Okay, you can see the wire is going to be right here. I ran it through here, and then you can see this is the access cables. I just zip tied it, and then you take this fuse panel off. So the original wiring came with this 12-volt plug to put inside the car, but I just sliced it off, and I took the black part and I grounded it on this terminal right here, and I took the positive lead and I just connected it to this 20-amp fuse right there. And then with that said, you just take the wires and you put them to the side here, put the fuse panel on, and just leave the little solenoid right here. I just tucked it in. And then with this switch we see right here, this is what's going to be opening and closing the valves. I just have it clicked onto this vent. We will only be able to access this when the car is either on or in the accessory mode. And then with that said, and all the electrical components plugged in, and we have the exhaust in the rear put on, we're going to wait for everything to dry, and then I will show you guys how the car sounds once the startup with the valve closed and then the valve open. Okay, now with the valve closed, I will turn on the car. As you can see, it's pretty quiet. Then we open the valve. You can hear the car more. And when we close it, as you can see, there's a very big difference. I'd like to thank Flashark Racing for sending me out this exhaust cutout. I will make sure to leave the link to the product in the video description below. And that should be it for the video. We have finally the car with the exhaust cutout. One reason I really wanted this piece is because I did have a lot of drone previously with the exhaust I had before, and now I will be able to leave the car in very quiet while I'm on the highway. I won't have to have any drone, or if I want to open up the valve a little bit, I can have a little bit more of the V8 sound coming out. And especially since I do have the catless Y pipe, the car sounds amazing when the valves are open. And then also it's crazy how quiet it gets when the valves are closed. It's almost unreal how quickly you can just make the car go from quiet to loud with just a click of a button. And once again, I'll just show you guys the exhaust in the back. You can see in the back I just have the exhaust and it's painted in the header coating. I will put on a chrome black tip for the back piece just because the factory tip doesn't look too great, but you can see everything else underneath looks good. I do have everything coated in with that VHT paint. That should be it for the video. If you guys have any questions, make sure to leave a comment below. Make sure to stay tuned for more GX470 content, as well as the Volkswagen GTI that I've been working on, a little sneak peek. And if you guys haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. That helps a lot. And stay tuned for more content.